That's for sure. And as you can see, we can look at the standings. I guess we're missing one match so far, but Ure going undefeated for the, well, just not quite undefeated, but won all 3 sets. Only is gonna come out on top for the day, and
we're gonna see one last match tonight in Group E, and that's going to be ArfArf versus OSW.
I think this one is going to decide who's going to come out in second place.
Yeah, and who's going to move on to the top 16 bracket.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There's the updated numbers. Ure, unfortunately, dropping 2 games. Still very impressive to only drop 2 games in the entirety of this. ArfArf going a clean 8-8. OSW with -2, but whoever wins this will be moving on. This is the decider.
So for those of you who don't know, we're starting out with some group phases. So we divided all 32 players into 8 groups, and for the first 2 weeks we're going to go through these like round robin. It's a Swiss style bracket. There's 8 groups of 4, and the top 2 in each of the 4 groups is going to move on to a bracket round of 16. And I believe it's going to be seeded by how well they performed in the groups. So those ones who went like 3-0 and maybe some of the 2-1s will have like higher seed. And basically you want to go out with as many wins under your belt as possible and as few losses as possible.
Yep.
And Ure already set up to move on to the bracket phase.
Ure is guaranteed to move on. Lucy unfortunately did not manage to win a game,
but put up an incredible fight.
Still great plays from Lucy regardless. Like I said before, every player here is very good at the game. Matchups can be a bit unfortunate though. But this final matchup between ArfArf and OSW is going to determine who moves on to the top 16 and who doesn't.
And I've played both of them a few times so far, and I have no idea who's going to win. This is going to be a very close matchup.
I have a feeling this matchup is going to be very close.
This is going to be a good one, folks.
Yeah. Got a lot of good matchups here in the Square One World Championship.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! Okay, thank you, Mark. Oh my goodness!
10 gift subs.
Coming in with 10 gift subs.
What a legend!
Yo, let's go.
Mark McDonald, one of the heads of
Enhance. Yeah.
You love to see the dev support.
You love to see the dev support, indeed. Thank you for the support.
Thank you for making such a wonderful game.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you for such a wonderful game. Wonderful experience.
These amazing matchups.
Yeah, without this game, you wouldn't see such intense gameplay and such amazing feats from people. This tournament probably wouldn't even exist. Waiting on both players to ready up. Oh, the sides are swapped, it seems.
Looks like we have some gamblers in chat. They want the predictions too.
I mean, can't blame them. Everyone loves to bet on stuff. You can't strip the viewers of that. More puzzle points for sustenance. Shen, you'll get your fix. Don't worry. Unless you lose the prediction, then in that case, good stuff here.
All right.
All right. Looks like we're ready now.
Here we go, and there you go. There's the prediction.
Predictions are starting. Place your bets, everyone.
And here we go. We got ArfArf going with a bit of a T-spin opener.
OSW with 6-3.
Furiously upstacking.
Very furious upstacking.
Oh no, but that
Bit of a misdrop there. Try to get a T-spin. Unfortunately, did not work.
forced his own.
It has to do with a bit of a zone. But that's a
ArfArf with his own misdrop.
That's fairly sizable. That's enough for ArfArf to get jumped up to the top of the board.
Who does get the Tetris? A bit of a slugfest to start out. This is fun.
We've got some intense zones here. OSW trying to get that ulti, only got 41 attack though. ArfArf getting spiked up, but still managing to downstack. Starts a zone to try and prevent imminent doom.
Ooh, but that was
managing to get a good 19, 41 attack. OSW does not have the zone charge to try and counteract that, but manages to get rid of a good chunk of it through pure downstack.
Oh my dear goodness!
Those misdrops, are going to cost a lot. Still does enough damage to prevent the zone damage from kicking in. However,
are going so fast that they're kind of throwing themselves off.
Yeah, they're going so fast they're unable to control themselves.
These players are so good. You need to go at your S game. You gotta play as quickly as strong as possible.
In a bit of a sticky situation here. Gonna top out trying to zone. That's unfortunate. But man, what a way to kick off this match. Lots of fast plays from both players. Really insane stuff. My goodness.
With an MKO from ArfArf.
Yep. Bit unsurprising from a very old-fashioned player.
And again, OSW kind of forced his zone early on the eyepiece.
The SRS is just not working out in his favor here. Oh, that's going
another quick one for Arf.
That's going to be another quick one indeed. Insane speeds right there. Everyone's playing insane right now. Ooh, another misdrop from OSW. Tries to get a T-spin sub. It just does not work. Playing a bit too fast. However, it doesn't seem like OSW has that much of a choice.
ArfArf is going so quickly as well.
Yeah, ArfArf's speed compares to OSW's, so OSW doesn't really even have a chance to slow down.
In fact, I think this is the fastest I've seen OSW play all day.
Yeah, this is some really good speeds. It's honestly really terrifying to watch this speed, my goodness. Really makes you wonder whether or not you're playing the same game sometimes.
Yeah.
Ooh! That TO! That is, ugh. Yeah,
hey, come on, Moose is right here. Don't diss him like that.
Moose has been doing a great job organizing this. Very big shout-outs to him. I'm saying this on his own channel. I got your back, Moose.
Ooh, that's actually a really clean stack from OSW.
Indeed.
Oh, and it's going for the T-spin triple tower.
Ooh, couldn't pull it off during zone, unfortunately. Still manages to get it right here,
outside, though.
Ooh. That's still going to be a good amount of damage. ArfArf has a very clean stack, though. Not enough eyepieces to clear some of those lines, though. Manages to do it outside of zone just fine, though. Oh, goodness.
And we just just wound up in phase 3, so both players not really gonna want to accept garbage, but ArfArf with a few misdrops as well. It's looking a bit rough, you could say.
Yeah, that board is looking very messy. It's gonna require some really good down stacking and some really good zone usage. Try and get out of that situation. Very high up. It's extremely risky.
Ooh,
using
gets that
IRS to
T-spin.
get that T-spin.
Squeezes out
Good
another
stuff.
square
Good
zone.
survival from ArfArf. Is it going to be enough? It's
It's
not.
unfortunately not going to.
Oof.
And
Some really good
OSW on the
survival, but
board.
OSW is going to take that game. Both players around 2 pieces per second. That's some speed right there. That is some serious speed. ArfArf with a 9-0. OSW 6-3 yet again.
Still, ArfArf having to clean up a little bit. Oh, and
Yes.
that's a very early zone from OSW. Send a quick 25. But ArfArf with a full charge and plenty of clean garbage.
Very clean garbage. This is still phase 1.
Just gonna
Though this
come right
could
back.
change with this next zone right here. ArfArf really trying to get those T pieces and those eyes. Just could not get any of those.
Could
It
not
just
take
was
advantage
not
of-
working in favor at all.
This is gonna be tough for
We enter
ArfArf.
phase 2. ArfArf does manage to get a good amount of that garbage outside of zone, but just does not have that bonus from zone. Oof. Gonna get hit with a lot of garbage here. Gonna get hit with a lot of garbage here.
Get some quick attacks in, and that's gonna kind of neutralize.
Ooh,
OSW has
OSW's
two
board
misdrops.
looking. Ooh. You never like to see man-made cheese. There's a lot of damage that OSW has to counter. Definitely has the time for it, but ArfArf is a lot in a potentially better state. Tries to get that T-spin 19 lines. Still has to accept some garbage, but that's okay. We're not quite in phase 3 yet. Ooh,
Oh, but
it looks like we don't have to go there. Those misdrops are brutal. Look at that efficiency. Both of them are really close. This could be anyone's game still.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, this is a hyper fast 6-3 from OSW.
Really just playing sprint right now. Really seems like what OSW is trying. I think what OSW is trying to do here is just clear as many Tetrises before actually sending zone garbage. Because zone charge doesn't depend on your efficiency, it just depends on how many lines you clear.
Yep.
So it seems, so what it seems to be like is that OSW is just trying to play sprint for a little bit, get that zone charge, and then attack.
And the sprint is not stopping. He's not let off the gas pedal yet.
This is more than a sprint. This is like, I don't know what's faster than sprinting.
This is some Formula 1 speeds.
Yeah, seriously. This speed and endurance, it's really like we're watching a race.
There's a quick 48 attack from OSW. But OSW with the one to take some garbage. Sometimes I wish I could see some of like the burst speeds that they put in, like how fast they're going in the moment.
Yeah, I'd really love to see. I'd really love to see the minds of these people as they play. Like this speed is for me very incomprehensible.
Yeah, it takes a
takes
lot
a
of practice from players.
A lot of dedication, it seems.
Yeah,
OSW
even
really
the
trying to get
first
that
time.
ulti, but still managed to get a 54 attack, 19 line perfectress. That's some
Is it-
really good stuff there. Ooh, sets up the TST tower, but only manages to get one of them. Seems like OSW really wanted to get that second TST, but just had to improvise. Due to the sheer amount of pressure that ArfArf is applying. We're well into phase 3 right now.
And they both have very little garbage, should I say, as ArfArf is getting pushed on. The game changes so quickly.
The game changes so quickly that you can't really say anything concrete. It's like this, like these players are so fast. Both players in kind of rough spots. ArfArf up stacking a little bit to get some Tetrises. OSW doing a lot of down stacking to try to get rid of that cheese. OSW is very high up on the board. It's very precarious. Does a color clear?
Very helpful when you're trying to access some garbage holes when you don't have any of your own stack.
Yeah, indeed. ArfArf still has lots of pressure.
The foresight on that T-spin from ArfArf.
Still putting a lot of pressure onto OSW. OSW has no choice but to zone right now. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's still fairly even on garbage. Arf with a little bit...
Both players going fairly back and forth with this stuff. ArfArf might have a bit of an edge on OSW, but not by much.
OSW tried to poke a little bit with the quarter zone.
OSW's stack is just... Oh my...
That might have been
has to do a bit of a quarter zone. That's not going to be a lot of time. ArfArf has plenty of time, plenty of resources to apply even more pressure. Has a fully charged zone, which OSW definitely doesn't. Clear zone advantage here from ArfArf. OSW really has to do a lot in order to try and get some of that zone. Has 3/4 of it. Has no choice but to use it now.
Does not want to take any of that huge chunk of garbage.
Do not want to be taking that kind of garbage, especially during phase 3. Nice S-spin from OSW to clean up that stack, but 3 misdrops in a row, that's gonna be enough to top him out. Oh my goodness.
No.
2 pieces per second for 4.5 minutes. That is some crazy endurance. Both of these players, really good fights. Really, oof. Oh my goodness, man.
There's a T-spin single from OSW.
Bit of a 6-3 from OSW. Few mishaps while stacking, but definitely not as bad. Nice opening with a fractal right there. That was a good opening with a fractal right there.
This is going to be very efficient from OSW.
Ooh, that was a clean zone. 56 attack. That's going to send ArfArf all the way to the top. Well into phase 2 now. Garbage is still fairly neat though. So ArfArf can immediately bounce back with that garbage. But oh my goodness, that was one of the cleanest zones I've seen. Really fast down stacking, really fast efficiency from OSW. ArfArf has a bit of that time to down stack, get some good lines in. Only does 28 attack, has to accept some more garbage there.
No, OSW looks like we're gonna go into phase 3 after this zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's time for some cheese.
We have a quarter zone.
That is not a lot of time at all in phase 3. You really need as much zone as you can get in that phase. But phase 3 is brutal. Very little zone time, very messy garbage. Surviving phase 3 is very hard. And OSW is going to take that.
Drops per minute from OSW. That is insane speed.
Yeah. Very clean place from OSW there.
Ooh, a little C-spin. And converts that into another T-spin triple. What a donation from OSW. That was a beautiful sequence.
Those donations, you could start a charity.
Oh, and
ooh, that's a bit of a misdrop, but that's still that's not too bad, especially since that was a part of the well. Throws a bit of a wrench into OSW's plans, but that's a really good way to start your zone. Lots of T-spins, good Tetrises.
That was
lots of good down stacking from OSW, trying to use IRS to get that 20, but could not.
That's so
immediately getting. ArfArf immediately got spiked, unable to. That garbage coming in at a very inopportune time for him. OSW.
Still manages to clean up.
OSW making a bit of a comeback there. Ooh, a bit of a misdrop. That's not too bad though. Still has the ability. Yeah, there we go. Both players at about the same height. Roughly the same amount of garbage as well. This is a very close round right here. That looks like there was a bit of a mishap towards the end of ArfArf's zone there.
And OSW already sending it to face.
Ooh, OSW with a
drops.
That LJ misdrop really not working too well here. Unfortunately, that's not gonna be enough. That's kind of very rough.
I'm actually getting word right now. SC2AD. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But with a $150 donation to the prize pool.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Insane. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you everyone who has contributed to the prize pool. Really helps. That prize pool is going to be going up to top 16. It's the
first of its kind for modern Tetris. A top 16 payout. Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Ooh, ArfArf is a bit of a weird, very high precarious stack. However, gets that Tetris and T-spin, so definitely not in a bad position anymore. Yeah, down stacks very nicely. Very good efficient plays. However,
nice
OSW is in zone. Sends 53 attack. ArfArf has no choice right now.
That's insane for a deck of Hexatris.
Yeah. Oh. OSW might be bringing us into phase 3. Yeah. This is going to be some phase 3 damage if it comes through.
Okay, I gotta say, that was like a minute. That was just over a minute to get into phase 3. I've only seen Kazu do that, and OSW just did that. 135 to 120.
What is that? What is that APM? Oh my goodness!
OSW.
128 PM flat!
OSW.
Oh my goodness!
I remember a little bit of
coming back with a OSW is coming back with a mean vengeance. Really started off a bit rough. Now he's out for blood. Oh my god! That is some
ridiculous.
Of the nuttiest play I've seen. OSW just so cracked. He hasn't crumbled.
All right,
ooh, getting a solid 45-19. Has to accept some garbage, but that's not too bad. We're only in phase 2 right now.
Fixes a couple misdrops, but kind of
that's a very high up stack. It's a bit precarious, but if he gets the right pieces, OSW can come back from this very well.
Get some.
And what do you know? What do you know? Good down stack right there. ArfArf is in the middle of a zone, so OSW has to get ready for some. Has to get ready for a spike incoming. However, OSW's stack looking very clean.
46.
Yeah, that's not a lot of garbage to counteract. Unfortunately,
that's also going to be some misdrops to deal with too.
A lot of misdrops indeed. That's still going to be enough to send garbage back to ArfArf.
I think ArfArf only had a
ArfArf didn't even clear anything in that zone. You hate to see those kinds of moments. That's going to be enough to top out OSW.
Could not find another charge. OSW coming back.
ArfArf playing more efficiently, but OSW with the speed there. This is definitely the closest match we've seen so far, I think.
Looks like OSW is going with some LST. It's a lot of letters to say at once, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Look at the speed that's on display right now. This is insane.
I'm trying my best to keep track of this. I'm just stuck here in awe of the speed and efficiency.
What a beautiful O donation and
oh my good, what these plays are just some. These are really just some next level plays. 58 line perfectress. ArfArf only has a quarter zone to counteract that.
It does so, and even send some garbage back to OSW.
Still enough. That's still enough to send back to OSW though. Oh my God, we're about to reach phase 3. OSW is gonna hit that threshold, and there we go. We're now in the cheese race hours.
This is the fastest I've seen this game go into phase 3 in a long time.
Yeah, there are lots of. It's really hard to get into phase 3 so quickly. But due to the sheer speed that both ArfArf and OSW have, it's just basically every round. ArfArf getting a good 42 attack in there. OSW is trying his best to downstack, trying not to use that zone as much as possible. Has to opt to use it towards the bottom.
Misdrop.
Bit of a misdrop. Tries to pull off an STSD. That misdrop just prevented that happening, though. Some good downstacking towards that was such a good downstack towards the end of that. Still some more misdrops, but that's a T-spin skim right there. ArfArf's board is looking very clean. OSW with another super T-spin double.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
These are some really high. This is some really high octane match. Oh my goodness, both of these players. ArfArf has a bit of a misdrop on his board. That's gonna be painful to deal with, especially that high up. This is OSW's chance to send a good amount of garbage. Possibly tiebreak this.
That is over a board of damage, and ArfArf has a half zone.
Only has half a zone to counteract that. Counteract that and more. Lots of down stacking.
Takes care of the zone damage, but still
has enough to quarter zone again. It's not gonna do a whole lot though. ArfArf still has to downstack. It's just not enough. OSW putting on that constant pressure.
We are 5-5 right now. This is a
OSW managing to put this into a tie, 5-5. Both players going for a TKI, canceling each other out right there. This is definitely the closest match we've had so far.
Clear from the TKI.
Perfect clear. Oh my God, OSW's basic. Ooh, a bit precarious, but then again, if he can manage to clear up his stack, he has access to a clean well right there.
Some clever down stacks, but also has to deal with some misdrops.
ArfArf starts with a T-spin double, fairly common tactic. OSW has a lot of garbage to deal with. This is phase 2 garbage now. Doing a lot of downstacking before starting zone. Really just does not want to have that much damage to worry about after the zone happens. Very interesting strategy. I haven't really seen a lot of people do that. But it's definitely working out. It's definitely working out for OSW here.
Had a few misdrops on OSW's side, but very cleverly digs it out.
Very
Ooh, nice little
interesting
single.
Spin. Yeah, interesting spin tuck right there from OSW. ArfArf with a bit of a misdrop towards the end of that zone. Does a bit of skimming to clean that up, no problem though. OSW was really high up, getting 19 lines, 40 attack. That's not going to be a lot towards ArfArf. ArfArf can safely accept this. We're about to hit phase 3.
Like light speed.
Will someone hit zone before we do that? No.
Nope, we're going straight into it.
We're gonna go straight into it. ArfArf has quite a bit of messy garbage at the bottom to deal with. Can get some good initial zone going on, but not after that. After that
has a lot of garbage for OSW to deal with. That's only has a quarter zone.
Oh, it's not gonna be enough. Doesn't really have the room. Doesn't have the room to continue down stacking.
They're not
gonna top him out. ArfArf is gonna break this tie to 6-5. Match point.
But just like we've seen from this set, it's not over yet.
OSW could definitely come back from this. Two could be. Is 1 match down, 1 point down. But with how these players have been playing tonight, we could see this go all the way to the last game. Game 13. ArfArf with a very clean stack into zone. Getting 33 attack, cut off a bit short by overstacking. But there wasn't a lot that ArfArf could do there without sacrificing back-to-back or something.
No, OSW was able to put a lot of pressure outside the zone, so didn't have to take much like zone damage.
OSW doing his very best in that zone. There was a bit of a mishap towards the top, but that was still a very good zone from him. ArfArf with a bit of an interesting short zone, still manages to send garbage to OSW. Well into phase 2 now. Ooh, a bit of a misdrop there. That could probably be fixed with a bit of skimming, and it does.
Ooh, very
good down stacking from OSW. That's some really good down stacking. Really good way to compensate for that pretty bad misdrop right there.
Oh, but some more misdrops.
Another misdrop during zone. That's going to be 44 attack. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of attack going towards ArfArf. Has to do as much as he can during a quarter zone.
Now OSW put their foot on the gas.
Yeah, really putting their all into this. For OSW, it's now or never. ArfArf is in a very precarious position. Doesn't really have a lot.
That's not
top out after a zone. This really is going to game 13.
We are at a decider.
An actual decider match between OSW and ArfArf. This is the closest we have seen all of Square One. This is the closest match we have seen. This is really insane stuff from both players. Oh my god.
And this isn't only a decider in the set. This decides who moves on to the bracket phase. This is
the most like decider of decider matches.
This is some hard cider here.
The hardest cider I've ever. Oh my goodness, this is. I'm taken aback by how much both players have put into this. both players, it's now or never. They cannot afford to make too many mistakes here, unless the other player does so as well. It's big spike onto ArfArf's board.
We're trading zone. This is Dead Man's Valley.
Very quick back and forth. OSW has to do a lot to counteract this in a quarter zone. That's gonna be a bit of an ordeal. Lots of garbage being sent by ArfArf. It still has to keep quarter zoning in order to try and survive. Doing good down stacking, managing to take care of that garbage a good chunk. However, ArfArf has the zone advantage, ahead by a quarter.
Goodness.
Ahead by a quarter segment.
And we are in phase 3 now. This is it.
We're already in phase 3. We're not seeing any clean garbage from these two ever again. ArfArf with a very clean stack. OSW not zoning until his opponent is done. Starts the zone fairly low. Gonna have to take quite a bit of time to do that upstacking. Manages to play pretty efficiently though. Getting a lot of T-spins. Getting a Tetris in there. That's an efficient zone right there. 45 attack, that's a...
Oh my gosh! Now Arf has to take his a half zone.
ArfArf has to settle for a half zone. Cannot send garbage to OSW. OSW is going to counteract that very quickly. Look at this. OSW has a really clean board right now.
This is so close.
This is so close. Oh my god. I feel like a lot of people are going to be upset when the prediction results come in. Oh my goodness. ArfArf's board looking very messy. Not a lot of time to try and clean that up. OSW starting a full zone with a fairly clean stack. This is going to be a lot of damage. This is going to be a lot of damage if ArfArf doesn't pull something quick. 46 attack. ArfArf has to do something now.
It's a clean build. ArfArf has a lot to skim.
ArfArf has a lot to skim. That's enough to get another segment of zone. ArfArf could zone again.
That's a lot of damage still.
That's still a lot of damage. There's still a lot of down stacking possible for ArfArf.
But that's gonna do it!
That's not enough! OSW is going to take this! Oh my god, that is the closest match we have ever seen! Oh my goodness!
What an incredible set!
What an incredible matchup between these two! That is some of the best... That is some of the best matchup we have seen in Square One so far! Oh my goodness!
What a way to finish this off!
Oh, look at that round difference. They have the same exact round difference. OSW 2-1, ArfArf 1-2. That is the best game we have seen so far. That is insane. I have nothing else to say other than that was insane.